Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I thank you so much for joining me on this magical today. Today, I thought we'd talk about something a little bit magical or a lot magical, crystals. And we often don't even think about, or we love our crystals, don't we, right? But we don't really realize just how incredibly powerful we are. We use crystals in all sorts of different technologies, don't we? But we don't think about, hey, yeah, there's a lot of power in this crystal. There's a lot of communication that happens in this crystal. There's a lot of information sharing, a lot of energy transduction, transmission, whatever words we want to use there, because I'm not even sure those are the right ones. All these physics terms for energy, regardless of what those terms are. Crystals are incredibly powerful. And we are so lucky to have incredible resources, not only in our minds and with our own connection with crystals, because that is the number one way to connect with a crystal, is to sit with a crystal and talk to it, ask it questions, sit with it and just be with it and feel it out, understand it, kind of feel out its energy, its frequency, its vibration. And then you can ask questions like, what kind of powers do you have? What kind of energy are you using? What kind of being are you? All of these different crystals have different vibrations, different frequencies, different energies, different colors. These colors are all different vibrations and frequencies. And so that's why they all mean a different thing or have different energies, or we use them for different things. And so while it is so incredibly important to tap into your own inner guidance when working with a crystal, there's also incredible resources out there that come from wonderful people who have worked with crystals. And I have a book that is considered to be the Crystal Bible, which is called Love is in the Earth, a Kaleidoscope of Crystals by Melody. And this book is incredibly wonderful. So I'm going to pull from this book today, and I'm just going to open it and see what crystals want to talk to us today. So the first one I'm opening to is labradorite. And what's wonderful about this book, there are little quotes all over the book. And this one on the side of the page of labradorite has a quote that says this: "One cannot eclipse the glory of love. One can but become one with it." Exactly what our point is, our message is here on this podcast. So labradorite follows along with the astrological signs of Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Leo. Labradorite is a type of feldspar which crystallizes in the form of masses, grains, and tabular crystals. The color range includes white, yellow, and gray. Often, a display of spectral colors, due to the interference of light rays from the plate-like composition, causes labradorite to flame with broad-like patches of peacock blue, coppery red, or dusky gold labradorescence. In addition to the properties listed in the feldspar section of this book, this mineral protects one's aura and helps to keep the aura clear, balanced, protected, and free from energy leaks. It assists in the alignment of the subtle bodies, enhancing the connection between the physical and ethereal realms. It is said to represent the temple of the stars, assisting one in sustaining and maintaining while providing for the understanding of the destiny one has chosen. It brings the light of the other planetary beings to the soul of the user. The labradorescence is a luminescence derived from extraterrestrial origin, which is enclosed in the mineral to bring the galactic evolved energies from other worlds to the Earth plane. The energy of labradorite facilitates the transformation of intuition into intellectual thought, such that one can implant the instructions provided. It assists one to traverse changes, attracting strength and perseverance. It has been known as the matriarch of the subconscious mind, providing instructive sessions to the user concerning the implementation of inner messages and the utilization of same in the physical domain. It can help to provide clarity to the inner sight, instilling a passionless peace of imperturbability via the annihilation of disturbing thoughts. It also symbolizes the moon and helps one to advance, without constraint, through the cycles of progression, heralding the arrival of ascension. It also symbolizes the sun, providing for vitality and for a sense of self during transitions, and promoting refinement of action and discernment in direction. It unites the personal self with the understanding required to both realize and achieve the destiny of this life, reliving insecurity and apprehension, while enhancing faith and reliance in oneself and the absolute purity of the universal harmony. It assists one in eliminating aspects of familiarity with which obscures thought and blurs instinct, helping one with originality and precision, and bringing uniqueness without judgment to one's contemplative patterns. It helps one to reflect and to facilitate transformations which are beneficial. It also enhances patience and an inner knowing of the right time. It allows for recognition that humanity represents the being of light, transcending the limitations of the past and the thoughts of the future, and embracing the infinite possibilities of the moment. It helps one to both be and to proceed with the assurance that the light is always there, surrounding and pure. Labradorite brings the commencement of recognition of one's inherent analytical and rational abilities. It further promotes the synthesis of intellectual thought within the intuitive, mystical, and psychic wisdom. It assists in inspiring one to introduce the teachings of other worlds to this world of love and light, bringing assimilation and illumination to further the advancement of humanity. It can be used during radionic analysis, holding a sample and placing a sample on the witness, or using a pendulum of this stone. The energy of the stone interferes with the energy of the user and points to the problems involved. It has been used in the treatment of disorders of the brain, to stimulate mental acuity, and to reduce anxiety and stress. It can assist in digestion, regulation, and metabolism. It has also been used to clarify the eyes. It vibrates to the numbers 6 and 7.
Before we continue on with today's episode, for those of you interested in getting more fantastic fungi in your life, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about a friend of mine's brand new company, The Great Mother. Recently, I have been drinking The Great Mother's superfood mushroom coffee alternative called Ritual, as well as regularly taking their awesome Ally microdoses, and I am truly loving both. As you probably know, these days, many of the world's highest achievers and performers swear by microdosing. The problem is it can still be difficult to get a hold of magic mushrooms. That's why when my friend reached out, who lives in an area and country where legalization is not a problem like it was in the past, and said he'd be willing to offer microdoses to my listeners, I wanted to pass the word along. Ally microdoses are 100% organic. And in addition to a small amount of the magic active ingredient, they also contain functional mushrooms like lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, and other brain boosters like bacopa. Ally is essentially a full spectrum nootropic. And of course, the coffee alternative ritual doesn't contain magic mushrooms, but it has an array of the best organic functional mushrooms in the world. And, with functional mushrooms, it's really important to get them from the highest integrity sources. And whereas some other highly popular mushroom coffee alternatives on the market only contain a few varieties of functional mushrooms in their actual ingredients, Ritual has 7. Not only does it contain more types, it also contains 3 to 4 times the amount that the big brands have in each serving, and it tastes amazing. I actually like to have it on its own as well as mixing it into my coffee sometimes as well. However, since this is definitely a unique offering, there are a few steps. First, just reach out and request to follow the private page, thegreat.mother on Instagram. Once you've been accepted to follow, just message what you're interested in getting and someone will get back to you.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to go to feldspar after that, and let's see what the properties of feldspar are. The astrological sign of feldspar is Aquarius, and the other stones that are classified in this family of crystalline structure and chemical composition of feldspar are labradorite, like we just talked about, azulisite, moonstone, and sunstone, and amazonite. Now, these minerals assist one in detaching from the old, encouraging unconventional and exciting methods to attain one's goals. It provides for support in issues of self-awareness and self-love, for with realization of love, one can become united with all aspects of the world. It has been found as a constituent of moon rock and provides for a connection with intergalactic intelligence. Feldspar also enables one to access the communicative forces of this intelligence. It assists one in locating that which has been misplaced and in discovering the understanding previously unidentified messages from both within and without of the self. It can be used in treatment of disorders associated with the skin and muscular structure. It vibrates to the number 9. So very powerful crystals indeed. And what's interesting, I pulled the book open to the next crystal that we're going to talk about, and it happens to be another intergalactic crystal. So I guess that's the theme of our crystals today, are those crystals who can help us to connect with our intergalactic selves, that aspect of ourselves within us that we always have this connection to, but we don't quite necessarily understand it or know how to listen to it. And these crystals can help us in that communication. So let's get into apophyllite. Apophyllite crystallizes as pseudo-cubic crystals, granular masses, and natural pyramidal structures, and as druce upon another material. I forgot to mention that the astrological signs of this crystal, apophyllite, are Libra and Gemini. So maybe that's why another reason why we're doing apophyllite today. We are in Libra season. The select grades of apophyllite have been found to occur in Pune, India, primarily in green, white, and clear, colorless forms. Apophyllite has been used to create a conscious connection between the physical form and the spiritual realm. It facilitates attunements to one's body as well as to the higher dimensional life forms. It allows one to both recognize and act upon the truth in all situations. It enhances mindful analysis tinged with universal love and helps one to realize that the state of perfection is the natural state of being. It has been used to facilitate astral travel and to provide a clear and definite connection to the physical body during the travel. It also allows one to send information which has been gleaned during the travel back to the conscious self. This is one of the stones which helps one to remain totally conscious while experiencing the activities of astral travel. Example, access to Akashic records, exchange of communication with those of the spirit world, and past life experiences. The mineral also produces a reflective aspect to allow for the recognition of one's behavior and attitudes, to encourage one to seek, to recognize, and to correct deficiencies, while providing for an energy gain during these times. It allows one to see into the future. This is facilitated when one looks sideways into the crystal. It is similar in action to the art of gazing. The natural apophyllite pyramids, usually white, grayish, white, clear, and rarely green, have been used successfully for enhanced energy stimulation and as an elixir to bring light and energy to one's being and love to one's heart. They can also be used to charge objects and to preserve. They can be used to enhance and stimulate one's intuitive vision. The augmentation of these capabilities has been produced by the application of the base of the pyramid to the third eye. The natural pyramids have been used to induce access to the spiritual world in order to facilitate the channeling state. One can look through the bottom of the pyramidal structure and traverse time and space, arriving at the Stargate. Green apophyllite has also been used to activate the heart chakra and to provide energy and forthrightness in decisions of the heart. It allows one to absorb the energies one needs from the universal supply of perfect energy. It stimulates a joyful glee. It has also been used in fire walking to help one hold the meditative state, and after the walk, it has been used to provide a cool, clear energy surrounding the feet. In this case, there has been no burning sensation and no physical burn to the feet. The green crystal has been used to facilitate removal of unwanted historical and present-day energy control implants. Apophyllite can be used to maintain the energy necessary to assist in the actions required for preservation and rejuvenation. It can further clear and refresh the eyes via the utilization of 2 apophyllite pyramids, placed with the base section of each upon each eyelid. Vibrates to the number 4. Now, after reading that, I just want to put in a little disclaimer here when we're working with crystals in this way, when we're placing them on our body. When you feel the activation from that crystal, when you feel the energy from the crystal, take it off. It's done. You don't want to leave it there and continue to have that energy pour into you because it can be too much. You don't want to fray your energy system. So the minute you feel it, that's enough. You got what you needed. Thank you. And take it off. All right. Just a little crystal tip. One more crystal today. Let's see where we're going with the next one. Peridot. Interesting. Another green one. Maybe we're doing lots of love, lots of heart opening today with these crystals. Peridot is the astrological signs of Virgo, Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Peridot crystallize in the form of masses, grains, and prismatic crystals, sometimes flattened. The color range for precious peridot includes green and yellow-green. Peridot is also known as olivine. That related colors for olivine are dark yellow-green, olive green, and bottle green. Other colors include red, yellow-brown, green to brown, and honey yellow. Peridot emits a warm and friendly energy. It can be used to magnify the inner aspects of any situation or circumstance. It furthers the understanding of those changes which are occurring in one's life and assists one in the recognition of the detrimental patterns which have been the basis for impairment in attaining that which is necessary for growth. It can be used to cleanse and stimulate the heart and solar plexus chakras, bringing openness and acceptance in the intellectual pursuit of matters of love and relationships. It also helps to regulate cycles in one's life: physical cycles, mental cycles, emotional cycles, intellectual cycles, and life cycles. It provides for a shield of protection around the body and should be removed from one's person prior to balancing and the aligning of the physical body with other bodies, and prior to cleansing chakras other than those related to its color. Upon completion of balancing, alignment, and chakra cleansing, the wearing or carrying of peridot will prevent outside influences from affecting the aligned, balanced, cleansed structure. Please note that internal disturbances can, and most likely, will eventually affect the optimal condition. It also helps to heal a bruised ego by assisting one in the lessening of anger or jealousy, inspiring happiness within the self and delight in the nature of one's life. Peridot can be used to bring results to one's search, the seeking and recovery of that which is lost or mislaid in the physical world, as well as for the quest for the enlightened state. It is said to have been one of the stones used in the breastplate of the high priest. Peridot is an excellent healing stone, acting as a tonic to both strengthen and regenerate the body. It can be used in the treatment of disorders of the heart, lungs, spleen, and intestinal tract. It can be used to strengthen the eyesight in conditions of astigmatism and nearsightedness. It can be used to provide relief from and to provide for the healing of ulcers of the stomach and duodenum. It has been used as a facilitator for the birthing process, stimulating contractions and facilitating the opening of the birth canal. It vibrates to the numbers 5, 6, and 7. And I think we're going to stop there for today. That's enough crystal knowledge. That was kind of a lot to take in. And maybe you can go back and listen and take some notes if these are crystals or gems that you resonate with or that you find interesting. Or maybe you have an apophyllite or a labradorite or a peridot of your own that you want to play with. I actually looked over at my computer just now and noticed I have this beautiful apophyllite sitting here, and I happen to have the green color. It's a very light green color, and it is beautiful. I love this apophyllite, and it happens to sit here with me when I record, and I kind of forgot it was there. And shame on me. I need to talk to it some more. I started this episode saying that we need to talk with our crystals, have a relationship with our crystals. And so maybe today was my apophyllite screaming out, talk to me, be with me, hang out with me. And now that I'm picking her up and playing with her, she feels happy. So pick up your crystals, play with them, talk to them today, sit with their energy, see what they have to say, see what you can explore with them. I love you all so much. I'm going to leave you with this song by Dea Dova called The Great Living Library, Jackery Remix. Until next time, I love you all.